back to the channel, back over at the junkyard, working on the Durango. What I'm gonna do right now, pull the headlight, fender, both doors, and get everything ready, maybe even the hood, get it ready to start drilling all the spot welds out of the quarter panel. Once I get all that stuff out, then I could do the whole rear section like I did on that side, get it ready for the new cut to be put in, and then we shouldn't have any more issues with the hatch lining up or anything else lining up, and we could just move forward on this thing. Once I have all that stuff tacked in, I can put the new quarter panels on, this one and this old one back on, and then make sure everything's gonna line up with some clamps and some sheet metal screws. Then I could go plug weld everything together and we'll be ready to spray. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna spray this, but I was thinking I could, since the roof skin also has those gutters like the Magnum does, and it has a little piece of trim that goes over it, plus there's seam sealer that goes over it, I could technically paint the quarters first and then spray the roof second, and then that piece of trim is gonna overlap anyway, and you'll never see the paint line. But we'll see, because I do have an idea of doing something to this roof, which it just kind of depends if it's gonna happen or not. So let's get to work on this, get these doors off, get the fender off, get the headlight off, and just kind of move forward on this thing finally.
Start it up.
passenger side sheet metal is now removed, and I'm really digging having it de-skinned. I mean, it kind of looks aggressive. You know, it will look really good once it's all back together. So what I plan on doing tomorrow is I'm going to section out or finish sectioning out the cut, get it plug welded in, and possibly even get all of the quarter panels back on it, or both skins, the driver and passenger skins, back on it, and pretty much get it all the way ready to go. So that'll be quite a bit of plug welding, but I think I could accomplish it, because really where I'm at now is that whole back section is gonna just slip in, and then I'm just gonna sheet metal screw it in, make sure the hatch closes correctly. And once I know the hatch closes correctly, and that's also why I left those quarter panels on that cut or the section. So when I put it on, I know that the quarter panels are gonna line up. So I might test it, but I'll probably do some tacks and plugs before I pull those quarter panels off and put these whole sides back onto the Durango. So it is making some progress. I was, you know, hoping to be done or at least have the body painted by now, but it just was one of those things where I kept waiting for somebody to come pull this side, and they never came. So this is, you know, I don't have a frame machine yet. Hopefully in the future I am gonna plan on getting one, probably a pretty decent one, but for the time being, this is where I'm at, and it's gonna work perfectly. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time. Just finished pulling the rear hoop section off of the Durango cut, and this thing is gonna make it so much easier to get the hatch to close. So I should just have to slip this thing on after I clean up all the previous spot welds that were drilled, because there's some burrs on them. Once I clean up all the burrs, I should just be able to set this thing onto the Durango. And like I said before, that's why I left these overhanging, just so I can verify everything is lined up, and it should work perfectly. So let's get this cleaned up. Then we also need to clean up everything on the back of the Durango where I drill spot welds, so there's no burrs on that. Then everything will slip together really nice. This just helped me stick the hatch back on, and I haven't closed this thing, but it was pretty easy to get this whole hoop for the hatch on there, except it tried to cut my finger off. But other than that, this is going to be the first close of the hatch, and hopefully she just goes
lines right up.
So what I have going on right here is everything sheet metal screwed in, so it's pretty much how it would be if it was welded. So just shut her nicely, Chris. Let's see.
Slammer shot, huh?
Oh, then we could see alignment and stuff.
You don't
too.
have all that extra weight to help your interior.
Ah! Hold on.
Yeah, it's off just a little to
It's
the
just
right.
it's the same.
Is it?
Yeah, exactly the same.
It's weird because the back.
Well,
oh, did you just push it?
I just pushed it to see what the line.
Now
See,
it's
it's still too tight. So I think what's going on, the gap doesn't look bad, but it's not gonna change because it's all centered off that hoop. But I think what needs to happen is I need to pull the sheet metal screws and I'm gonna move it over a little bit, which that's why I didn't weld it yet. So let's try that out.
Move this over?
Well, this
The whole thing?
Yeah, this whole thing this way. Because there's no way this is pushed over.
No, I mean it's all.
Because so my thinking about that is before I pulled all this stuff apart, if I close the hatch, it would perfectly line up with this side on the latch.
Yeah.
So that's nothing up with that. So we just need to give her a little shove over. A lot of issues lining up the hatch on the Durango, and then I thought back. So I decided to go back to the junkyard I got the cut from because I was gonna measure the other Durango that they had that the hatch came off of. So I went there, and then the hatch wasn't damaged. It must be twisted is what I think is happening. So that car was wrecked on the passenger side. What's going on is it's just up a hair on the passenger side. And the reason I got it was it had the back glass. So the one that came off the cut, the glass was broken. So I'm gonna pull the glass out of that other one, then take it back. And I think this will resolve the issue because this car, or this Durango, was not wrecked at all. And I think that is where I'm getting a lot of my headaches. I think it wasn't as much a headache from the when I was trying to pull it. I think that was just a whole issue with pulling it. But I think now that I have that whole hoop in, I think once I get this in there, we will be good to go and not have to worry. Plus, I also remember having to use the Durango hinges from the Durango Hellcat because the ones off of that were bent. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.